Hey everyone, I want to welcome you to this week's Trade of the Week. Now, this video is going to be a little bit longer than normal because I'm tying in the member Trade of the Week and this week's Trade of the Week together because they're very related and there's some excellent lessons in these trades. So let me get started. I'm Leigh Goldstein, the Trading Director at 10-Minute Trades. Please remember that all the trades we discuss are for educational purposes. It's possible to lose money trading futures, so trade carefully. ISM Services has been a trade or an event that we've been trading for many years. It goes back more than 6 years to the days before I got here as the trade room moderator. It's currently a very important event because it has a lot to do with inflation. Our prices up, non-manufacturing goods, our employee wages up, non-manufacturing wages, how's business activity. It definitely has an effect on inflation, so the market's looking at this report very carefully, and it has been affecting the gold market, the ES bonds. We had two setups, the gold setup and the bond setup. Here's what's really interesting. Even though our member trade of the week, Ali.S from California, he traded gold, I traded bonds, but there were so many lessons to be learned from the way we both traded. I wanted to combine the trade of the week with our members' trade of the week. Ironically, it happened to be the same event, ISM Manufacturing. So as I said, this has been a report we've been trading for a long time. It used to be a prime trade. I had it categorized as a family trade today because I felt it offered a great opportunity for profit. And in the past 6 months, it's had 5 winners using gold with explosive high profit moves, very high tick moves as well, more than 60, 70 ticks on gold. Ironically, though, or you could say, was I being foolish? No, to trade bonds last month, I traded bonds because even though sometimes a report might be trading great, I'm always looking for an alternative setup because I like to have two setups in my pocket for an event. Because every now and then, the original setup that we're working on might underperform, and I like to have a secondary setup to look at. Last month, I actually traded bonds live, and I like the way bonds are trading now. They're better liquidity, and we get better fills on fast-moving events, and ISM's fast-moving, and I really felt that bonds would be a good method for me to trade, even though I was recommending that most people in the trade room trade gold, because like I said, gold was 5 out of 6 winners. But here's what happened. So I've been testing bonds, and I knew that I was expecting a big explosion, or at least a very good explosion. What we got was a burst and a very quick change in direction that you could see right here. And I did not get a good follow through. It made me very uncomfortable because I had a fairly big stop. I had multiple contracts, trading 3 contracts. I mean, I was risking about $500, not all that much money when you really get down to it for a regular trade. But I didn't want to get caught in a drop and a pop reversal. Very often in a trade, we see this type of exact behavior where you'll get a reaction to the news, and the reaction is it drops and just barely fills you, and then it changes direction and stops you out. Also, because I'd been watching 6 recent bond trades on ISM, the moves were better in one direction. So this little burst and change made me uncomfortable. So I shrunk my targets. I had 3 targets on. I started to thinking about shrinking my stop, but I moved my targets. I got taken out of the trade with a quick $94, $93.75 in profit. Perfectly acceptable to me because I was worried about how the trade was reacting. However, if you follow what happened, bonds, the news was positive. They were expecting a lower number than 55.1 on the manufacturing, which is the most important aspect in the news, the non-manufacturing value, 55.1, and they were expecting 54, a little bit higher than 54. That normally would help to push bonds or gold down, but it wasn't that big of a news offset that I had total confidence that it would push real hard. And it didn't. You could see it hung around the same price level for more than a minute. However, patience is one of the most important lessons in any trade. If you can exhibit patience and try not to exit a trade too soon, patience will reward you more often than it doesn't. And in this trade, if you watch, had I been more patient, not exiting where I did right here, you're going to see that bonds never challenge my stop, and they're going to continue moving down a fair amount more than where I got out of this trade. I could have easily doubled, if not tripled, my profit. Probably could have made an easy 300 rather than 100, 93.75. Also, another hint that maybe there was going to be this push because it was heading down was that red line is the low of the day for bonds, and that would have helped push the bonds towards that low of the day. The low of the day acts as a magnet. That's why we have something called the magnet trade, which we'll be getting into more and more as time passes. So you could see, I made money. It was great to make money in the room in front of a lot of people, but I'd rather make more money trading more patiently, because it's a great lesson to be patient in the trade. So that, folks, is my trade of the week. The lesson learned is try to be patient so you can get a maximum profit. Sit tight, and let me show you something else. As you know, at 10-Minute Trades, we have a new feature that's really been great, and it's called the Members Trade of the Week. And I wanted to combine it with the Trade of the Week because I want you to see how another trader dealt with almost the exact same setup. So let's get going on the Member Trade of the Week. Ali.S. from California, congratulations, you're our Members Trade of the Week. So you can see that our member Ali has different charts than me. No one has the exact same charts. Now, he was trading the same trade. He was trading gold, our gold setup, okay? What's interesting is gold also had much less of a move than we expected. You could see that gold shoots down and does almost the same thing to him that bonds did to me. But I'm going to comment on his complete trade as we go through it. So he had his bracket. The bracket got broken to the downside, and he was brought in short into the trade, trading gold. He had 3 contracts that were live, real money. Now, this trade was extremely nerve-wracking because, as you could see, it shot down, and then there was an almost stop out. It moved up against Ali. And what he did was he shrunk his targets. You could see he pushed them together because he got worried that maybe gold wasn't going to reach his targets. And he didn't want to get stopped out. He was risking $900 on this trade. We had a 30-tick stop, and he was trading 3 contracts. That's a lot of money to risk on a trade. You could see, though, gold, he hung in there, being patient, and gold finally makes its way out of negative territory, and it struggles. It's not quite yet out of negative territory. He's shrinking his stop now. Now I think he's first starting to get really worried. And he almost moved his stop too close to the current price. He missed being stopped out by virtually 1 or 2 ticks. But he hung in there. He was patient. He tried to be safe and not get stopped. He hung in there. And now you can see gold is starting to cooperate. And what does he do? He brings his targets further away so he can make a little more profit. He's thinking. The point is, Ali is thinking on his feet, and he's managing this trade in a way that could try to maximize profit. Even though this is a difficult trade, he's been in this trade well more than a minute, and it's nerve-wracking. He's trading gold, which can be very choppy. Now he's getting worried again. Gold changed direction. He moved up one of his targets and made it tighter. His second target still is a decent distance away, and there's 2 contracts on that second target. He's hanging in there, looking for gold to continue moving down. Remember, the news was more positive than negative, which should help to push gold down. It explodes down finally, hits its targets, and he winds up with a nice little profit, 220 bucks on the trade. But the key is the way that he managed it. He was patient. Yes, he did move his stops and targets, but he didn't jump out of the trade. He didn't move everything so close that it would automatically take him out of the trade. He took our system and managed it the best possible way he could to try and get the best profit that he could get out of this trade. And for the intelligent management, the patience Ali exhibited, he definitely wins our members trade of the week for this week. So thanks, Ali, and we'd love for you to remember to come into the trade room so you could be next week's member trade of the week. Now, just a reminder, so you all don't forget, if you're in the challenge, our graduation class link is www.10daygrad.com. Okay, you can sign up for graduation, and we'd love to see you in the graduation challenge. If you'd like to upgrade your challenge to receive DMMs and come into the trade room for all of next week, here's the link. I know it's hard to see in this video. Check your email. The link is all over your emails. We want to thank everybody for watching these videos, our trade of the week and our members trade of the week. By now, I think most of you know me. I'm Leigh Goldstein, the trading director at 10 Minute Trades. I love teaching and showing you all of these great events. So come into the trade room, and I'll see you soon. The next